The $350 billion stimulus money that was meant to save small businesses in response to the pandemic is not necessarily going to small businesses that need it. And we've learned that through various reports showing that a lot of that money's been going to massive chain restaurants and corporations. So, for instance, Politico reported that Potbelly Corporation, the nationwide sandwich shop operator, and Ruth's Hospitality Group, which runs a chain of steakhouses, are among the large companies that have disclosed receiving the government-backed loans. Before the COVID-19 outbreak, they reported employing thousands of people. Keep in mind that the small business loans are supposed to be given to companies that employ 500 people or less. And in this case, you have like a giant umbrella company, right? And then there are all these other like little restaurants that fall under that parent company. And so it's still a massive corporation that's taking advantage of funds that ran out very quickly last week. And they're funds that actual mom and pop small businesses desperately need to stay afloat. Potbelly also told investors that a subsidiary was granted a $10 million loan by JP Morgan Chase under the Paycheck Protection Program. And then Ruth said in its SEC filing that two of its subsidiaries were granted loans on April 7th by JP Morgan for a total of $20 million. Keep in mind the maximum loan amount a company can receive under the Paycheck Protection Program is $10 million. And so now, and I'm happy that this is happening, there's a number of like Republican lawmakers, Rick Scott being one of them, who's speaking out against this. And he's saying it seems like these banks have decided to give this money to their pre-existing customers instead of, giving this money out on a, need basis, right? Because these companies have done well. Shake Shack, for instance, has $100 million cash on hand. So I don't see how they're in desperate need of this stimulus money.
Yeah, the banks gave it to people who have pre-existing relationships, of course, but that, of course, actually is not meant purely sarcastically. I think this story requires a good deal of nuance. So first of all, let's note that Ruth Chris has a delicious steak. I do it, no
Just
pepper.
One.
Yeah. No pepper, double butter. That's how I got this way, but it's amazing. Okay, that's steak a la Jenka. Anyways, seriously, I get companies trying to do the best they can for their company. And so if they think that it's available, they're going to try to take it. The loophole that they're using, these large corporations in this case, is, well, you're saying, according to the law, that as long as not one of my restaurants has over 500 employees, then I could apply. That's why Ruth applied twice. Theoretically, they could apply actually dozens of times, and they wound up getting $20 million. So, and then for the banks, I also understand why they're going with people that have pre-existing relationships with them. And of course, they're going to cater to those people. And then honestly, they're going to cater to their biggest clients because they want to make their biggest clients happy. All that is logical. And then, so it doesn't mean that it should happen. It's just that's how it would normally proceed, if you think about it. And the banks, to be fair to them now, are not in a position to be able to judge who needs it the most. That is not something the government asked them to do, and honestly, something they're not equipped to do. Okay. Now, having said all of this, don't be cheesy and go out there if you're a giant corporation with, in reality, employees way above 500 people, and go take this money, especially if you're laying people off. The point of this money is to make sure you don't lay people off. So let people and actual small businesses that are following the rules do that first. And Shake Shack did the right thing by giving the money back.
Yes, so Shake Shack did give the money back because there was backlash, and I think that backlash was well-deserved. And, just some props to Poppy Harlow from CNN, because she did ask the CEO of Shake Shack a question that I think needed to be asked. So let's take a look at his answer.
At your numbers, in your latest SEC filing, you guys had more than $100 million of cash on hand, $104 million. So I think a lot of Americans looking at numbers like that would ask, why did you even apply for the money in the first place?
For the very reason, I think, as it was intended, right, to take care of our team and employ as many people. Oh, look, our team members have equal value to any other team member in the world. And what we're trying to do, as any company is make sure, no matter how long this lasts, we've set up the necessary liquidity to take care of our team and continue to come out on the other side of this. And the good news for us is, as a larger public company, we also have access to capital in different ways. When we were able to continue to do that, we were able to have an additional fundraise last Friday to really ensure our long-term stability.
Yeah, I almost think Shake Shack did nothing wrong because they applied for it to maybe keep employees. I hope they're telling the truth about that. But even if not, I get it. They're trying to take care of their business. But when when people pointed out, guys, you have way more than 500 employees, then they gave it back. They do have enough liquidity, and they did the right thing. So if you really have under 500 employees, you should apply for this. It's critical.
Cenk.
If you have above 500 employees, don't do it.
Also, though, keep in mind that they're still open, right? They're not allowing people to dine in, but you can order from Shake Shack and pick up and bring home. So look, I think it depends on a case-by-case basis. In the case of Shake Shack, they have enough money on hand. They're still making money, but I'm sure they've taken a hit just like anyone else. But there are small businesses that had to shutter completely. And so I do think they should have taken a beat to really reconsider whether or not it was necessary for them to apply for this money in the first place.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.